Ellie Flynn, the presenter, will be testing 20 students ages 18 to 25 on the word coercive control, which means a pattern of behavior. They will show video clips on TV of Rachel and Alex's story to test their knowledge on coercive control. The men will be tested first. Ellie asks, what do you think of their relationship? Student Cameron says she is a liar because in the clip she lied. Rachel told her boss she was going to a funeral when that was not true. It was Alex's suggestion. Cameron would not trust the man either. Also, Rachel showed signs of controlling Alex. Feed him because he had money when the boss sacked her. One student says no, there's just not enough evidence. This is because he believes everyone told a white lie to get off work. What do women think? Same video. On the women's side, she said that showing side of control seems like it could be quite an abusive relationship. Unique thinks that she does display kind of, like, irrational and inconsistent behavior. However, another woman said he's trying to save the relationship. After the second clip, one of the guys said it so clearly to see that he is manipulative. He will say I'm sorry, then give her a little kiss or open a bottle of wine. Ellie asks, is that a tactic or is that love? Response is that he is using it to the advantage of himself. However, another guy said everything that has happened in these two clips is normal. This is because every problem that they have faced, he has been through it. Another moment is the smashing of the plate to the point where one says, oh, that's a bit too far. And then that specific statement of look what you've made me do. Ellie asks who thinks that she fears violence being used against her. A guy answered, oh, what's he going to do next? He believes it was not his intention to scare her. She was not honest with him for taking out a loan. The guys now think she is digging herself a bigger hole. If she has a drinking problem, then he is the worst person to help. Now Ellie asks, overall, what do we think is seriously affecting her? A guy answered, the way she acts is heavily influenced by the way he acts. Alex said, I'm allowing you to stay here. A young man spoke about how sympathetic towards her. He suffered an addiction and he was lying it was from alcohol. However, even though they see negative control, most of the guys are saying it's not bad behavior. Let's see what the girls. The way he acts. Alex said, I'm allowing you to stay here. A young man spoke about how sympathetic towards her. He suffered an addiction and he was lying it was from alcohol. However, even though they see negative control, most of the guys are saying it's not bad behavior. Let's see what the girls. Out. Lastly, the slut comment was out of anger. Summarized by one is toxic relationships. In an interview, one girl said, we all argue, we don't need to pull each other down. The group will now vote if it's coercive control. The first question will be what is seriously affecting Rachel. 25% not sure, 30% Alex's behavior, 45% said other factors. In the next clip, the men and women will be together. After looking at the clip, does the group even think it's possible to bring a case for coercive and controlling behavior? A lady started off by saying how much debt she was in. A guy then answered she was for someone to blame other than herself. Later, the man said abusive words should not be coming out of a man's mouth. They are fixed on it being emotionally manipulated, according to Ellie. The second question is in law. For Rachel to prove it is coercive control, she must also prove that Alex knew what he was doing. Is Alex aware that his behavior could be seriously affecting Rachel? 15% not sure, 30% Alex was aware, and 55% Alex wasn't aware. Now they will watch the final part of the drama. Many of the group have admitted what Alex has done is wrong. However, Ellie wants to see if any of them will realize Rachel can take him to court for coercive control. One girl said, what you consider abuse? She considers it's emotional abuse but not a crime. Cameron will say, go pay your loan. Everybody laughs. It will become a criminal offense to him if she does allow her to leave the house, Ellie said. When the lawyer said he was making her drink before the job interview, who thinks that was or wasn't evidence of coercion? A girl responded to that question, he clearly knew what he was doing, encouraging her to drink the night before a job interview. It's an act of sabotage. However, another said she made a choice to open up the second bottle. Mark says he said no and she went and didn't be boring. Ellie asks who agrees with Mark. One girl said in their video or voice clip it's one paper evidence, so she agreed with Mark. The group remains confused over the legal position of Alex's behavior. So the final question: did Alex commit a criminal offense against Rachel? 10% Alex is guilty, 20% not sure, 70 Alex is not guilty. Ellie is bringing them a legal expert to set them straight. Claire said the offense is controlling or coercive behavior in an intimate or family relationship. But importantly, it had a serious effect on Rachel. When it got to that level that it has affected somebody else, to the point where it's had an effect on their day-to-day activities, that's when we know it's turned into a criminal offense. Elements of the drama when it was coercive control. The scene at the bar when Alex was visibly quite upset. Rachel was talking to her colleague, moving her, and it's not coercive control in itself, no, but overall pattern, no. Controlling her finances, yes, because they checked the phone calls when Alex checked if Rachel is at work, knowing she would not be there because he advised her that. Rachel went and said she was going to a funeral, calling her names and isolating her from her friends, yes. Coercive control also was smashing the plate and controlling the way she dressed. The teens did not agree with it. Some courts will say yes and others will say no. In the drama he was not guilty.